first, let's talk about why you would be interested maybe in the project management professional certification. Well, PMI has been working on developing this credential for quite some time, for a good 25 years that I'm aware of anyway, and it is now, I think, fairly clear that PMP is an important industry-recognized certification for project managers. And you'll find PMPs leading projects in nearly every country. Unlike other certifications focused on a particular geography or domain, the PMP is truly global. As a PMP, you can work in virtually any industry with any methodology and any location. And I believe that's true. I've been in a lot of those different situations, so I think that's dead on. PMP also increases your own personal earning potential. According to PMI, they seem to feel that PMP certification holders earn a good 17% more than non-certified peers in the same area. And that was as published in a project management salary survey. Employers also can benefit from having PMP certified employees. When more than 1/3 of your project managers are PMP certified, organizations tend to complete more of their projects on time, on budget, and meeting their original goals. That's also backed up by a study that we did some time back. PMP signifies that you speak and understand the global language of project management and connects you to a community of professionals, organizations, and experts worldwide. Become a PMP and become a project hero. That's their PMI sales pitch. I can guarantee you that the effort it takes to get your PMP certification and the communication that is necessary to go along with it will help your whole organization to succeed. I've recently been involved with several fairly large organizations that trained their entire staff in project management professional principles, and then had them go on to get certified. And I think all of them feel that the effort and the common language and understanding of project management principles was well worth the trouble. Speaking of the history of PMI, that's the Project Management Institute, and the PMP, PMI has been around since 1969. I think I joined back in 72 or something like that. Now they say that they deliver more than 2.9 million professionals working in nearly every country in the world through global advocacy, collaboration, education, and research. PMI advances your career, improves your organizational success, and further matures the profession of project management through its globally recognized standards, certifications, resources, tools, academic research, publication, professional development courses, and networking opportunities. They also got a couple of new things here, this HSI organization that you can participate in. And in general, I think the PMP certification raises the bar for every industry or company that wants to adopt it. And that works just as well, by the way, for government agencies as it does for private businesses here. Now, in order to get the certification, you're going to have to meet a few prerequisites and requirements. One is that you either have a secondary degree from like a high school or associate's degree, and you have experience totaling over 7,500 hours leading and directing projects. Then you also need to take a 35-hour class of project management education. Or you could have a 4-year degree and have only 4,500 hours leading and directing projects, but you still need that 35-hour class in order to sit for the exam. And then last but not least, you need to pass a 200-question exam over 4 hours based on the so-called PMBOK guide, Project Management Body of Knowledge guide. And the test comes from there. It's been developed over a good long period of time. You might wonder about why the need for this education here. Well, the PMBOK guide and the material in it is quite complicated. Here I have a little picture of it coming up here. Looks kind of like that on the cover anyway, and it's about 3 inches thick of printed both sides of the pages here with all the information about the different areas of project management. It's in its 5th edition now, and I believe that very soon they're going to come out with the 6th edition. And so it has been developing and being refined over many years, and has gotten to be quite good, actually. The test and so forth comes from this guide, and I think what happened was PMI was not apparently having very good results of people actually passing the exam at first, and so they finally decided, well, look, we're going to require you to take a class, a special class, about this material so that you have a better chance of passing the exam. Excuse me. And I really think that it is necessary to have someone help you go through the whole book, make sure you understand what it's saying and what the language stands for and so forth. It's quite complicated. So you'll need the professional experience, as I noted in the page before, and you'll need a 35-hour class to learn what's in this book, and then you'll need to sit for that 200-question exam and pass. Now, can I say more about the PMBOK guide itself? It's just a very complicated document with a lot of language in it, a lot of calculations, a lot of earned value mathematical calculations, value of money, scheduling calculations, critical path method scheduling, and so forth, and a whole lot of processes that the PMI organization has defined and laid out very carefully. Besides the PMBOK itself, that book, I has added a bunch more certifications here as shown on this page. The first one, of course, is the PMP certification. That's Project Management Professional. They've added one now called the Program Management Professional. They've added one, the PFMP, which is the Portfolio Management Professional. For quite some time, the so-called CAPM Associate Project Management Credential. That particular credential has a little bit easier exam. Sometimes people who are working in support roles with project managers will go for that certification to enhance their capability to do that. PMI has also introduced now the Professional Business Analyst certification, and also the ACP, which is the Agile Certified Practitioner. And then last but not least there's two more there. There's the RMP, the Risk Management Professional, and the PMI-SP, which is the Schedule Management certification. So you can get certified in all of those different areas there and collect all of those different specialties. The PMP rolls up all of the others in it, and but if you want to specialize in one of those other things, you might go into look into the certification for these different activities here. Almost all of them will require a similar 35 hours of education, and most of them have had a subsequent volume of work put together, which they're called PMI calls practice standards. Now, these practice standards go deep, a lot deeper than the PMBOK does. The PMBOK, because it covers so much material in project management, can't really be too detailed, or we wouldn't be able to carry the book around with us. So they've broken it out, all of these so-called practice standards underneath there to support the various areas. So there's a practice standard for project risk. There's a practice standard for earned value management, and it's second edition now. There's a practice standard for project configuration. There's a practice standard for work breakdown structures, also the second edition there. Work breakdown structures being one of the constructs that we use in project management to define our scope. And they also have come up with this practice standard for scheduling, which goes much deeper into the whole topic of scheduling, project scheduling, and that sort of thing. And they have a practice standard for project estimating. Now, each one of these different practice standards here